All right, we are now live. All right. I want to go talk about a topic that you guys can see in the title, obviously. Let me pull up my other screen so I can see your guys' chat. What I noticed for me, guys, and I'm sure you guys love this about it, is that for me to get my content out and start teaching you guys, is it's just better for me to just do it live, because that way I can answer questions. I can, dive deep into any needs that you may have. So let me go ahead and just pull up, let's see here. Let's just pull up this live, and that way I can see any questions that come on the screen. All right, perfect. All right, cool. We're good. All right, so if I started over and I got my notes here, so that way I'm on track. If I only got a few minutes, but I gotta hop into a meeting. So I'm gonna do this and I gotta hop into a meeting. So if I started over in government contracting in 2025, this is exactly what I would do. All right. This is step by step what I would do. Okay. So let's get down to some of the details here. Now, to get started, honestly, I don't think I would change a thing. Test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. We're good. We are good. All right. Let me go ahead and mute this audio. So I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. So this is funny, y'all. This is fun. Y'all having fun with this? The reason I say nothing, honestly, I'm still going to go over some steps for you guys, but the reason I say nothing is because the way I got started in government contracting was I invested in myself. I got started with a mentor, right? I saw the idea of government contracting in the movie War Dogs, as I talk about in the book. I saw the movie War Dogs. I got excited about the whole idea of government contracting, didn't know anything about it. And it wasn't until like a year or two later that I saw, let's see, you know what? Let's just pull it up. That I saw, let's just give credit where credit is due. Let me just show you guys the exact video. You guys want to know the exact route that I went through to get started. And I don't care if it's 2025. I don't care. And by the way, I got started in government contracting in 2020. Okay. But I'll show you the exact video that I watched that got me started in this industry. Let's see here. It's got to be an older one. I'm looking for a video. It's got to be an older one. All right, let me show you guys. Let's see if I can present. See if I know how to do this. Boom, boom, boom. All right, my guy. First name, last name.
To do maintenance on elevators, 132 elevators.
But you don't know nothing about elevators and nothing about
maintenance. I never even seen them elevators or seen the people working on them elevators. Never seen them.
Woo! First name, last name. So Social Proof Podcast. I saw a video back in 2020, I want to say, with Jason White on a Social Proof Podcast. And I can't even find the video. That video is 3 years old, but there's a video before that video. I'm trying to find the actual video because I want you guys to really see my journey of how I got started in this. I want to find the original video. That one's 3 years old, but there's one 2 years before that. Let's see here if I can find it. If I can't find it, we'll keep going. If you guys got any questions, though, by the way, drop them in the chat. Any questions, drop them in the chat. Let me know. Okay, I don't see the video. But long story short, I saw that video by my original mentor, and I said, wait a second. You got people getting hair cut in the federal prison, and you're not a barber? Wait a second. You got N95 masks you're making money on every single mask, and you don't make N95 masks? Something's up here, right? So I met with this man. He did a workshop in my backyard, not my physical backyard, but in my city, and it changed my life. And the reason I'm telling you guys this story, because it's like, if I started all over again, I would have did that part again, meaning I found someone who I believe was proven. Now, again, I don't know. I didn't know Jason White from anyone else. You know, he said what he said on social media. However, when I got with him, and he'll tell you the story. I sat right next to him. I said, it was almost like if you saw the movie, what's not War Dog? What's the movie? Wolf of Wall Street. No disrespect. It was almost like Wolf of Wall Street. I said, how much money you make? I said, you know what? I'm having an epiphany right now, because it literally is like a Wolf of Wall Street moment. I'm literally having an epiphany, because I sat down and I said, how much money did you make last year in government contracting? And I don't know the exact number. It was like something million. And I know that wasn't the question. I said, what was your largest contract last year in government contracting? He was like, oh, 1.2, 1.4 million. I said, okay, that's great. What was it for? He told me what it was for. I said, what was your profit? It was like a 6-figure profit. And I said, you didn't touch anything? You didn't do nothing? That's how it works? He said, yeah. I said, you tell me that right now. You show me that right now. You're going to change my life. I'm going to get locked in with you. And by the way, y'all, I paid over $500 to go to this one-day seminar to do this. Like, I paid. So my loan, again, I'm not trying to sell y'all anything. I'm just telling y'all what I did was I invested in myself. I was like, you know what? I hit him up on Instagram. I found out where hotel they was going to be at doing a seminar. I said, where's the PayPal link? Sent him $500. And you know what's funny? He'll laugh if he's watching this. Sent him $500. And I was like, I ain't get no link. I ain't get no hotel, nothing. I was just like, my wife was like, wait, you just sent this guy, Jason White, $500 on PayPal? Yeah. And it was the night before. She said, what hotel you going to be at tomorrow? I said, I don't know. He didn't send me the link yet. She said, you just sent him $500 and he ain't sent you the link where the hotel at? I said, he moving. He probably busy. Like, calm down. It's going to be all right. And I kid y'all not. This is like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And the event's like 10 a.m. the next day. So we got like 12 hours to the event. I'm like, I know he's going to, I'm praying to God. We're going to be good. I ain't worried about it. That morning, someone from his team sent me an email. Or actually, you know what? Jason might have texted me himself. I'd say actually he might have texted me and said, hey, Wes, sorry, my team ain't get you the information. Here's the link. Text me the address, pulled up. Everything else went well. If you guys can hear me, by the way, if you're watching me live, I see we got a few people live. Drop a 1 in the chat. If you're watching me live, drop a 1 in the chat, making sure my audio is still good, because I know my mic's been acting crazy. So drop a 1 in the chat if you can still hear me. But anyway, guys, I did that. 30 days later, hear me out. 30 days later, I won my first contract. Roughly, let's just say roughly 30 days later. Okay, thank you, Boss Lady Trucker. Hey, nice to see you again. Roughly about 30 days later, I won my first contract because I left out of there. Watch this, y'all. I didn't have these steps prepared. Let me show you guys the steps real quick. I had them on my screen. I don't have them anymore. But I didn't have these steps done. I didn't have an LLC. I didn't have an EIN number. I didn't have a business bank account. I didn't have anything started when I left out of that $500 seminar. But when I left out of there, I said, I got to invest in myself, and I paid for a mentorship program. I joined his program. I said, I got to invest in myself. And within that 30 days, I opened up and if you're taking notes, these are the steps. What's up, Art? Take notes. I opened up and I got 9 minutes, y'all. This is going to be a short video. I got 9 minutes. I got to hop off. I got 9 minutes. I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my LLC set up. I'm going to go ahead and get my EIN number. And you guys know what I didn't do? I didn't even go set up a business bank account. I just used my personal account, because if you guys don't notice, the government just wants to know where you want to send the money to. They don't really care that as a business bank account. Now, should you have a business bank account? Yes. Should everything be separate? Yes. But when I got started, I got an LLC. I got an EIN number. Then I registered on SAM.gov. I won my first contract in 30 days. If you guys don't know that story, it was for Catholic services in the federal prison in California. Changed my life forever. It wasn't about the money. It was about the idea that whenever this chaplain goes into this federal prison, I get paid. Whenever he, does his Catholic, what's so funny? It kind of comes full circle for me right now. It's like what really sparked my mind when I heard about Jason White is when he said, "Hey, I got people getting their hair cut in the federal prison, and I don't cut hair. I'm not a barber." I said, "Wait a second, you making money per head to get cut in the federal prison, and you don't cut their hair?" Y'all get what I'm saying? Sometimes making money in life, it just don't even compute. Like it blows your mind. You got to like even think about it. Like, wait a second, you make money while a barber that you hooked up to go cut hair cuts hair. That was his one. I don't know if it's his first contract, but one of his earlier on contracts. My first contract was a Catholic chaplain to go into the federal prison and do services, and I get paid for every hour he's there. I'm telling y'all, different. All right, let me bring this in for the landing. I got a call coming in. I gotta call them. I'm gonna call them back. That's actually a subcontractor, and we got a contract that we got to do. So I gotta call them back here as soon as I get done with this. Because I can't really pause my lives. Latoya Johnson, what's up? Thank you for hopping on the live. I wish I could just pause my live, but I can't pause the live. But anyway, guys, let's fast forward to 2025. It's 2025 right now. We got Donald Trump in the office. We got Elon in the office that we didn't elect, but he there. It is what it is. Let's fast forward to 2025. Is government contracting still a viable business to get into? The answer is yes. I've won 2 or 3 contracts so far this year. We just won another contract about a week ago. Again, that was just a subcontractor just now. They got to get paid so we can get paid. Got to move some money around, all that good stuff. So government contracting is doing very well. It's going very strong. Did it get rocked a little bit with Deutsche and Department of Government Efficiency? It did a little bit. If people say they didn't, they're not telling the truth. It did. Even in the middleman strategy, it did. But the industry is still strong. The business model is still strong. And honestly, no offense, some people are kind of afraid to get into it. So it's actually less competition now. It's actually even been better. So I'm not even here to promote you guys to get into government contracting. Like it is what it is. I just told my team I would make this video if I started over in government contracting in 2025. This is exactly what I would do. And what that exact thing is I would invest in myself. If you are trying to get into a business model, long story short, find someone who's made a bunch of money doing it and find someone who's currently still doing it. Here's another tip. Currently still doing it, not yesteryear, not they made money 20 years ago and now they're just coaching. Find someone who's doing it, find someone who's making a lot of money in it, and pay them for their time. That's it. All right, quick questions, and I gotta go. I got 5 minutes. Real quick, how should I answer the SFS 1449? You said FS 3030. 330. What do you? That's a different form. Let me take a look at it. Let me take a look at it. SF 330. We typically do the SS 1449. That's typically the form that we have to fill out. If you got a SF 30, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one thing I tell my students. I can't tell a lie. I have never filled out this form before in my life. I've never filled out SF 330. I don't think I have. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't think I filled out SF 330. So sorry, I can't help you there. FS 30 is SAM after adding NAICS codes. I got artifact engineering qualifications. So it's a little bit different from what you're looking at. Yeah, I've never had to fill out this form before. I could probably figure it out. And here's the thing I could tell you. My blueprint is if whatever you're bidding on, call the contracting officer and ask them. Like just like pick up the phone. If you're bidding on something, Ms. Johnson, pick up the phone, call the CO, and like tell them, hey, listen, I'm putting our proposal together. I'm looking at the SF 330, and I'm just not quite sure how you like me to fill that out. It don't hurt to ask. I know some of you guys are like, what's the? I don't want to ask. I don't want to sound like I don't know. I don't want to. Hey, if I can give you guys any other tips in business, is don't care about how you look in business. Don't care about how you look. Don't care that, oh, I don't want to look a certain way, so let me not ask the question. Just ask the question. Again, you asked the question to me, and I didn't bite your head off. I'm like, hey, I don't know. I'm be real with you. I don't know. But that's the way I would go about it. Okay. That's definitely the way I would go about it. Okay, good. You already submitted it. Yeah, if you feel like the CO doesn't have a number at the bottom of the screen, that don't mean they don't have a number. They have a number. Like it just depends how much digging you want to get into. Because you can go into the documents. Okay, gotcha. You can go into the documents and all that jazz. All right. I gotta hop off, y'all, because I gotta take care of this call and I gotta do some of this stuff. So I got in the call, I gotta get on. So anyway, y'all, that's how you would get started in 2025. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you do want to lock in with me, click the link around this video, find out about our mentorship program, find out about our communities, find out about our 5-day challenges. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline that we're helping people win contracts even faster. So just click the link around this video and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And by the way, if you made it all the way to the end, put a 2 in the chat. I want to see all my 2s in the chat. All right. Peace.